Okay, it's no secret I wasn't a massive fan of the old Santa Cruz Heckler, but the new one looks really good. Let's check out the specs. Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes, where you know we only talk e-bikes, and today it's a news day. I'm in the studio. I've just seen the specs of the new Santa Cruz Heckler, and wow, it's looking good. But first, let me have a cheeky plug of samsbikes.net, the original e-bike finder on the internet. You can do a quick search, you can do a super advanced search, you can see all the bikes in a list together, and you can also book a consultation with me and I'll talk you through the pros and cons of all the systems and all the bikes in 2022. I think you're gonna love it, and check it out, riders. Okay, onto the brand new Heckler, or should I say Hecklers. That's right, riders. There's two frames, a Mullet and a 29er, which shows me Santa Cruz wants in the lucrative e-trail bike market. This bike definitely is going to go head to head against the Levo Gen 3 and the Trek Rail. The new Heckler is rolling on 29 wheels or a Mullet setup, so 29 at the front and 27.5 at the back. 160mm up front and 150 in the rear with the plush VPP suspension. A flip chip, coil compatible. Reach in a large in both the 29er and the Mullet is 471. Head tube angle in both again is 64.5 and the same seat tube angle of 76.7. The main difference in the geometry between the Mullet and the 29er is the chainstay. 446 in the Mullet and 461 in the 29er. And riders, it's worth noting that the chainstay in the Mullet and the 29er is the same length in the small to the extra large. So that chainstay stays the same length, which I don't really like. I wish they'd actually change that a little bit, because you're gonna get a different ride from a medium to an extra large. Obviously the sweet spot is gonna be around a large. But for me, the standout change for the new Hecklers in both the Mullet and the 29er across all 5 models is the whopping 720 watt battery. Finally, I can start recommending the Shimano EP8 again. Look, riders, if you're a fan of the channel, you would know that I'm not a massive fan of the EP8. I actually like the EP8 as a motor. It's got a great natural feel, super compact motor. It's got a lot of things going for it. But when you put that 630 Shimano battery in it, the range is pretty average. Let's say I'm going for a ride with someone with a Levo, Bros, 700 watt battery, and then someone else, let's say Trek, with a Bosch 625 battery. Look, those bikes together, the Levo and the Trek, will definitely be able to go par and par. But if you throw a mix, let's say you put the Bullet in with the 630, in my testing, is actually getting around 1/3 less of range, which is pretty massive. So I'm so happy to see a 720, and this is a great move by Santa Cruz. The Heckler is going to be available in 5 sizes in the Mullet setup and 4 in the 29 configuration, and also in the top spec, they're offering a CC carbon option. The new Heckler is going to be available in 5 models, and I don't have exact pricing yet, but I believe it's going to start from around 8,000 to 9,000 euros for entry level, up to 13,000 to 14,000 for the top spec. Okay, right, so there's all the information that you could have just taken off their website, but I've made it easier for you. So what do I think? Well, I think it's fantastic that Santa Cruz has really entered the trail e-bike market. The old Heckler was rubbish. I tested it. It really wasn't a great bike, in my opinion. But the new one is definitely, with the geometry and the specs and the pricing, it's a top tier bike that you would expect, but it's definitely gonna give the Levo and the Trek Rail a run for its money. There is another top tier trail bike in the category now. And I think, honestly, they've done a fantastic job. I'm so happy to see that 720 watt battery. As I said, there is nothing wrong with the Shimano EP8. I just found with the 630 to be the range a little bit too small and not competitive to the other bikes on the market. Anyway, riders, more importantly, what do you think? Is this going to go to the top of your list for your next trail e-bike? I think it's a really good looking bike and I think it's gonna sell really well. The Mullet is gonna be a really fun bike, and the 29er, I reckon, is gonna be a great bike for someone that wants a really stable bike and wants to do more backcountry. And let me know, is the Shimano EP8 gonna put you off? What other things are you thinking? Let me know in the comments. And riders, you know it. Stay safe out there. And if you haven't subscribed to Sam's Bikes, please do so. Share it with like-minded people. And we're going to see you next week.